I hope that you are having a great evening. I hope that you are finding yourself in good company this evening. I hope that you are finding you as you show up and allow love to shine and lift you, okay? Let love shine through and lift you through all the stuff that may be holding you back, okay? And that's a matter of fact. As you know, I get on here and I pull tarot cards. The first one already done popped over, and it's actually two. The High Priestess and the Nine of Wands. That is the knowing, your intuition. That is knowing what comes next, even as you stand as the wounded warrior at the gate. You know, we ready for this. And that had been my journey for a long, long time. Always looking to be the wounded warrior. But I have come into this new place of being the author and perfecter of my life in the places of everything right. Everything going right. Everything coming through right on time. Everything showing up for me on the other side of the woundedness, of like how good it can truly get, how much resources and success and wealth and happiness and love can I truly attract into my life. And I decided to show up with that as my motive, with that as my guide, not always looking for the things that are not on the bright side. You know, it's easy to see the things that are not working for us, but how often do we see and take time to really hone in on the things that are working for us? This is what my readings are all about. You know, I tap into universal energy. I tap into my ancestors, my guides, the energy that presents in the reading, in my insides, my intuition, as the High Priestess has already showed up. But we're going to keep going. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank y'all for tapping in. I am doing our universal energy pull for the collective consciousness as of today. The first two cards out were the High Priestess and the Nine of Wands. If you don't mind, tapping on the screen, showing me a little love, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Welcome in, welcome in. The next card out is the Queen of Cups, being in touch with our emotions, being in touch with the things that light us up. Followed by Strength card, understanding where you have to be the lion and embracing the times that you can be the lamb, because they're both found in your I am. You know, we had moved out of this wounded warrior into this place of truly bringing balance and harmony, being patient with the transformation, moving beyond what we see in this reality into what we see in our third eye, right? In our visions, in our dreams, in our, I wish I could do this. Our wishes are coming true. And it's truly up to us to see them through. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I got 2 more cards. 6, 7. And this is really interesting that this is seeing our wishes come true, as I said, as we navigate the wheel of our life, taking the light and the darkness and seeing it through in the moonlight. Okay, this is where we've wished upon a star. Have you wished upon a star? And you wanted what you wanted when you wished. And the only reason you wished it was because you saw it for yourself. You saw yourself having it already. And this is where this card comes in. You have to connect with those people who see your vision too, so that you can truly see it through. It's like each one of us have a piece of this big collective puzzle. And we have to bring all the pieces together to see it all come true. It comes true for me and it comes true for you. So we're going to bring that in as we begin to tap into this High Priestess energy. Y'all know I'm y'all soul guide, showing up and fixing crowns in the process. This is our connection to the Most High, our highest self, our God self, the all-knowing self. And it's about seeing ourselves at the gate. You know, this is the wounded healer card, they say, but it is also the warrior of light. It's like, no longer am I going to fight. I'm going to allow love to lift me to my highest heights. And this is where the Queen of Cups shows up. And she surrenders. She allows. She becomes the observer because she already knows how to align to all that she desires. It's about not holding on to the things that no longer serve. It's about seeing ourselves clearly and beginning to take the position that truly does heal me. This is the lion and the lamb. This is that same energy of the wheel within the wheel. You can keep on fighting, or you can surrender to being enlightened. Ooh! Knowing that they all have a purpose, okay? And it takes this place of temperance. It takes balance. It takes the sun and the moon as they continue to evolve and go. You know, so does our situations. But we can go to the left, we can go to the right, we can go up, we can go down. But how are you navigating your wheel? My book, Aligned and Crowned, The Wheel Within the Wheel, talks about just that. Being able to work with universal energy, being able to work with collective consciousness, being able to work with your own life force to see your dreams and visions come true as you connect it with community as you do. All right, so we're gonna look into the book, okay? Just because I'm feeling like I want to get the full cup reading of this today, as my day has been very exhausting as far as the energy, dealing with things emotionally, dealing with things personally, but still showing up, because my little girl said don't sleep on your goal. This is day number 157, and I'm going live every day, y'all. I'm gonna ring the bell for me in that I am even showing up today. I had a big event that I wanted to attend today that just didn't happen, and I just surrendered. I was in this space, in the emotion of it, wanting to be there, but just couldn't make it. And I felt many different kinds of ways in the process. But I also said, you know what? Everything happens the way it should. And what's for me will be for me each and every day. So I got to just show up for today. And we're starting at the bottom, moving to the top. I'm so thankful for all of you and all the love and all the hearts. I thank you for showing up for me today, because this is that collective community. This is a Three of Cups energy. Three of Cups is all about your emotions. Sometimes you need some other people to help hold you up, hold you in the places where you're weak. And it's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. It's nothing wrong with feeling the feels. But what happens when you start spiraling in that wheel is where you have to have somebody to say, hey, remember the dream, remember your goal, remember what you're doing, remember that it's not just about you. We're here to hold you too. And this is the siblinghood of light, I say. It says, I connect into this sacred siblinghood and into this expansive experience of witnessing through time, understanding that this too shall pass. This too was just a day, you know. Where am I going to go? How am I going to navigate that experience? Am I going to feel sorrowful for what I feel like I missed? Or am I going to say, you know what? I needed to handle what I needed to handle. And therefore, next time I won't miss, okay? So it's about being in alignment. How are you navigating your wheel within the wheel of life? Knowing that you, in fact, are the light. But sometimes other people's expectations, other people's desires and needs kind of stifling you. So you have to begin to take the wheel back. Reclaiming my time, even today, as I show up. This is the number 10 of the major arcana in the tarot, this number wheel. And it says, I allow the transformative energies of fate to help me expand my experience. This one said of witnessing through time that experience. This is saying expand that experience. So don't get stuck. Don't get stagnant. Don't give up. Don't think that what didn't kill you will in fact make you stronger, as the strength card showed up. But sometimes it takes being patient. That's the next card out. Another major arcana. Like I said, this is 1, 2, 3. Smack that 4 major arcana cards out of this 7 card draw. So that's telling y'all the emotions and the shifts are shifting. The things are happening. And life changes are showing up right before our eyes. But we truly do have to be patient and bring temperance and balance and harmony into it all. Not a place of judgment, not a place of saying you missed out, not a place of coulda, woulda, shouldas, but just embracing what is and being grateful and thankful. It says, temperance. I walk the middle path and I nourish my spiritual wholeness. How are you showing up in your energy of being more than enough? Of everything happening exactly how it was supposed to happen, of being in that place of wholeness, lacking nothing, knowing that you are everything that you seek. And the moment you embrace that, the moment you get strong in your being, whether it is the lion or the lamb, you get what you deserve. Okay? That's kind of like a karmic answer as well. You get what you deserve, but you also get what you work for. And it takes patience and it takes strength. And it says, I deliberately bring my compassion and strength forward and I use them for the good. I deliberately bring my compassion and strength forward and use them for the good. The lion and the lamb equal. You can be as brave as a lion or as humble as a lamb. But in that space, truly begin to find your I am. This is the Queen of Cups. This is being able to navigate your emotions, your situations, no matter how they show up. Having a plan to show up unapologetically and living in that vibration of how am I loving me? And how am I allowing this situation to bring me to the other side? This is the Queen of Cups. And it says, my intuitive heart openly expresses deep love. My intuitive heart openly expresses deep love. Love lifts us up, y'all, whether we know it or not. If we have been struggling in this space of the wounded warrior, always showing up for everyone, always shining the light on the subject for someone else, but we're not able to shine the light on ourselves, this is the time and the card that is bringing us to that knowing. You stand at the gate and knock. Your true essence, your highest self, no one else. And it's up to you to show up. As I have shown up each and every day, not only for my highest self, but for my little girl to play, because I deserve that as well. Even though I wasn't able to play in the way that my big self wanted to play today, there was other plans that took precedence, and I have to be okay with that, which I am. But it does make me look at things a little differently, because you don't always get what you want. Sometimes you only get what you need, and you have to patiently wait for what you want. Ooh, they speaking to me today, y'all. Show up for the right reasons, right? Show up in your own light, in your own glory, in your own witnessing of who and what you are. It says, I push beyond my own perceived limitations, and I remain open and trusting as I do. I push beyond my own perceived limitations. Yeah. and remain open and trusting as I do. Sometimes we get in our own way. We limit our own self from being able to receive our hopes and dreams, because we begin to get into those old stories and those old synchronicities and those old patterns that say, oh, I'm not worthy, oh, I can't do it, oh, I don't have enough money, oh, I don't have enough followers, oh, I don't have enough, whatever it is. We limit ourselves instead of allowing the love for self to rise us to all that is available for us and take our rightful position as the high priest, high priestess of our experiences. This is the high priestess energy, major arcana number 2. This is where it all begins. After you work your magic, now it's ready to see you through, if you can trust it. Okay? And it says, I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. The truth shall and is what makes us free. So when we begin to feel uncomfortable, unsettled, when we get those gut feelings that make us question our worth, our value, our input, our direction, say, what is leading here? Is love leading, or is fear leading? Am I seeing myself limitless, or am I seeing myself limited? What say ye the soul? Okay? And know that it does take patience to begin to navigate your life with new directions. It does. But the moment you know, you have to move into the feel good. So we're going to tap into the soul energy, the soul journey energy, and see what it has to say. The first card out is surrender. And it says, I can release my need to control. I'm going to ring that in because, as I said, y'all, I had my plan of what I needed to do today. But the universe, my highest self, had different plans, and I had to surrender to it. Not truly getting what I want, but understanding that sometimes we are being positioned in a place that helps us grow. And we have to allow ourselves to be clear and learn the lessons along the way. Indecision says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And not using it only to be in the know, but to do something about it, to trust it as we go. We'll get one more card. That one came right on out. And that is where we find our success. Surrender, indecision, and success. Ooh, I heard that is how it goes, y'all. So we surrender like, okay, hands off. Then we come into this indecision like, am I trusting? Am I not trusting? Am I worthy? Am I not worthy? And then when we move into the direction of love, love for self first, this is where we truly will find success. And it says, I know that there is no greater goal than love. You can't make that up. Woo, we give thanks Most High. There is no greater goal than to love. And I guess for me today, as I examine my day, I needed to love on me a little. I needed to have the experience that happened to happen so that I could get still enough and breathe. And believe me, y'all, I done had a lot of deep breaths today. I breathed so much that I worked up a sweat. It was just all over me. And I needed that time for me to love on myself. And even though I wanted to be in attendance at the Get Loved Up event, my emotional being, my soul being, did not allow me to be there. But I know that the tools, the information, and the connection, of those divine sacred siblinghood is holding the frequency so that I was able to move through what I moved through today. And I'm continuing to move through it even as I show up in this live, in this moment, just keeping it real. Keeping it real with me, loving on me, and really seeing how Spirit is coming through to support me. Letting me know that sometimes we do find ourselves in the wounded warrior energy. Sometimes we know what we need to do and we don't trust it. Sometimes we just got to surrender and allow ourselves to be strong but yet soft. And know that it is cycles that we go through in life. That there's the shadow and the light. But we have to learn to navigate it right. And believe that our dreams will come true. But the soul is saying, surrender. Surrender the indecision to be successful. That's what they just said. Surrender the indecision to be successful. This may not mean lifestyles of the rich and famous, but it does mean being successful at doing what you were sent to do. Being who you were sent to be. And learning the lessons along the way. As you tune in to all that's within thee and me. I give thanks. We have to take that time sometimes to be silent, to be still, to reflect, to rewrite narratives, rewrite old stories, and really be clear about this energy. Ego versus excess. How often do we show up in a space of ego? Or in a space of trying to protect ourselves, or trying to protect someone else, or trying to show up just because you feel like this is what you're supposed to do. And it can off-track you or put you on a different track than where you were supposed to go. So we're going to read that, number 15. It did come out yesterday as well in the Secrets of the Ancestors. So we get a couple more that came out. The Peacemaker and the Shadow. Okay, so trials and tribulation, persistent patience, temperance coming out twice, and it's right under the Success card. So you have to really begin to navigate this ego and excess, that shadow and light. This again, dual energy, not quite. This is more like the Tower card, I guess. But trials and tribulations, understanding the wheel, understanding ego versus excess, and understanding where you fit into the story. So we'll go into number 15 and see what it says as we get the trickster energy. Okay, I think a lot of that is what I was experiencing today. So it says, I easily release anything that is holding me back. I easily release anything that is holding me back. This is in our emotions. This is in that Queen of Cups, taking your seat rightfully on your throne, knowing that you are worthy and that you also belong in this sacred siblinghood, that you have a place at the table, that you are worthy of everything that comes into your path. But you may have to find that peace within yourself and allow it to last, because we are our own worst enemy. We are always looking for ways to get ourselves caught up in things that don't even concern us. And it detours us from the things that are for us. So it says, my life is aligned and I go with the flow. My life is aligned and I go with the flow. How are you aligning your life? How are you flowing in your I am? How are you coming into these shadows and trials and tribulations and finding the truth of who you are? How are you doing that? And are you doing it good? Or doing it and doing it and doing it well? They just said I did not read the ancestral medicine. So we need to get our medicine. That's the most important. So we'll go back, okay? So the trickster energy said, I easily release anything that is holding me back. And the ancestor medicine says, this ancestor can represent depression. If you want something different, you need to do something different. Look beyond your vices. If you need help, get it. Simple enough. Don't allow yourself to remain in this energy of the wounded warrior. Don't allow the lion and the lamb to keep you in a lamb or in a lion energy, one or the other, that is not allowing you to truly feel your emotions, right? Are you in that space where you're spiraling out of control, or do you take control of the wheel? And this is where the peacemaker comes in. I make peace with my past. I make peace with every situation and every relationship. I make peace with the way I've shown up in the past, the way I'm choosing to show up now. And I love it. Get loved up, okay? This says, my life is aligned and I go with the flow. Today was all about that. You know, feeling into my feeling nature, breathing a lot to see what it is that I am to do and how I am to show up. And then seeing all kind of chaos and trials and tribulations show up. And the way that I chose to navigate them was to truly surrender, throw my hands up, and just be like, you know what? All is well. All is well. That's how I brought peace to the situation. This ancestral medicine says family healing is key with most issues of addiction and overindulgence. However, this is a journey you must first walk for yourself. Write a letter to a personal area of imbalance, addiction, or overindulgence. I'm going to ring that in. How are you overindulging? What are you addicted to? And sometimes it could be just being the victim. Sometimes it can be just being in a place of chaos and destruction. You're addicted to it. It's time to move out of it. This is trials and tribulations, the shadow. This is what shows up that, give thanks, most often causes the depression, the anxiety, the two-sidedness, right? This is again looking like this, the lion and the lamb, the shadow and the light, you know, temperance energy on site, whatever you want to say. It's number 18. And we're going to hear what they got to say, because this is definitely an energy I've been feeling today, okay? The shadow. It says, I am willing to feel and release my fears and doubts. I am willing to feel and release my fears and doubts. I'm bringing that in, y'all. That's powerful. Whew. That is exactly what I've been working with today. My fears, my doubts, the old programs, the old stories, the limiting beliefs. Yeah, they all showed up today in the midst of something great that I was looking forward to the point where it just threw me off completely. But I still was victorious in some of the things that I did. And the breath did help a lot. The ancestral medicine here says, the funny thing about the shadow is that it always pops up. Have you done any shadow work? What you say? Today was all about that for me. Understanding my worthiness. Understanding that not everybody sees things the way you see it. Not everybody sees the truth of you. But it's not for them to believe it. It's for you. And the moment that you can truly believe it, the moment that you can truly embrace who you are and how love is showing up to support you, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of disagreements, even in the midst of low vibrational energy, you still get to show up. And 3 cards came out face down, so we're going to take them from the top to the bottom. And the first one out is personal power. Again, We have the lion and the lamb. We can overcome anything if we just embrace the truth of who we are. Embody that personal power. You know, what is it good for? To help us burn away the things that no longer serve, help us get rooted in our true I am, help us to feel our feelings and know that we are more than conquerors. This is what personal power speaks to me. And it is a number 13 as well. So let's see what it says from the book. Very simply, I am empowered. Are we going to subject ourselves to feeling less than and the victim as the wounded warrior? Or are we going to let that light on her staff be our hand of power to say, you know what, I can do whatever I need to do? Welcome in, cousin. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. I truly appreciate it. We're almost at the end, but I'm happy that you were able to tap in. The next card out in our chakra alignment is grounding. And I can truly say today was a grounding energy day for me, to really get clear about my personal power, to get clear about how personal power moves us through our experiences in life. Are you the victor or are you the victim? Where are you going to navigate your wheel? And grounding into your I am, as I'm in the red and I'm in black too, red and black for Saturday. It's like red and black, nothing lacked, red and black, nothing lacked. But today I felt a little lack. So I had to stabilize. And that is the first A of my anchor, of the anchor of alignment. You know, ground down and stabilize. And let's see what this card says. Number 4. It says, my energy is completely grounded in the healing energy of earth. And that's where our success comes through. When we are grounded down into the earth. And I can honestly say, sometimes it's hard for me to ground down. Sometimes it's hard for me to anchor into my own I am. But the more that I come across myself, as I see myself in others, the more I am reminded. And this is really how we truly rise up undivided, where this energy of siblinghood shows up and we truly find our reflections right before us. Greetings, sis. What you say? Peace and greetings. I stumbled in your live. Thank you. Figured I should show some love. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I appreciate the love as I needed it today. So, and this is all about letting love lift us. And in that space, seeing from your third eye all that you desire in the waters, in the murky waters, in those places where you never thought you'd find yourself. You just have to lean into it. Visualize what you see for your life and lean into it. No matter how afraid you are, no matter how much doubt wants to show up, the ego and excess trickster energy, no matter how it shows up, you have to be in your power and know that you always can ground down into this hour, into this moment. If just for today, I will see my visions and dreams come true. They may look a little different than I thought, but in fact, they are showing up. And it's showing me more about who I am. And this card says, my third eye is open and I have profound vision. Open up that third eye, y'all. Open it up and begin to lean into what you see for your life. Lean into your wishes, your dreams, your desires. Lean into it, because the moment you can see it is the moment that that desire is created. And desire is for you to receive all of it. but you have to do the work. You have to step into your power. You have to ground down and align to it so that you can hold it when it shows up. Sometimes our limiting beliefs will keep us stuck. Sometimes our limiting beliefs will get us distracted. Sometimes our limiting beliefs will have us in a place of indecision. But also know that it's there to teach us something so that next time we can do something different. So this is our reading for tonight. I am truly thankful for each and every one of you who showed up. I'm not going to stay on here very long tonight, but I will give you an opportunity to ask a question in the chat. If anyone has a question in the chat, greetings, grow with me. Thank you for coming in. Greetings, Nene. Thank you for coming in. Greetings. Princess, thank you for your time. Thank you for sticking around with me. You know, every day is different. I never know what Spirit is going to say, but I am committed to coming on here live. Those of you who are content creators, I'm going to follow you too on the other side, because we all have medicine for one another. We are all the student, the master, the teacher, and the guide. So it's a matter of us showing up, because you never know where that sacred siblinghood is going to take you next. So until next time, I am Chantel Sierra Shakim, your holistic self-care practitioner and soul guide, coming on here to speak up and speak out, allowing all the love to flow so that we can go within and not do without. You are the power. You are the vision. You are the message. You are the dream come true. Allow love to lead you. Until next time, peace and love. Peace and love. Good night. Good night.